Hey guys, what's up? It's Monkelzonky and welcome to a new video. Today I'm making a video that I wasn't even planning on making 24 hours ago or even 48 hours ago, but recently I have had a lot of fun doing something, or killing a boss I should say, that I've never really considered to be very fun before, but learning how to solo Nyx has really opened my eyes a lot to this boss, and becoming to the point where I can, consistently get kills has actually made it a little bit of fun. I still wouldn't call it one of my more favorite bosses in the game, but today we are going to be doing a loot video from 50 Nyx solos. So I will be showing a full kill here, so if you're not interested in that, there's going to be a skip ahead link on the screen somewhere around now, and also in the description, so you can just skip ahead to the loot if that's all you want to see. However, I also want to talk about this comment right here, which has been coming up a lot lately. I've had a lot of people ask how to make a Nyx solo guide, and I really do appreciate that you guys want me to make one. I'm not going to. I'm going to come as close to that right now, just showing off, a kill. And if you want to see exactly what I do on blood phase, or really for the entire kill, this kill will not be a very good example of how to do ice phase solo, and you'll see why pretty soon. But you can just watch this video. However, the main reason I'm not going to be making a solo guide for this boss is because I've definitely gotten to the point where I'm a lot better at it than the first kill I ever uploaded on YouTube. I am sorry to say that I'm responsible for one of the worst examples of how to Nyx solo on all of YouTube, because I did upload my first solo to this channel because I was quite proud of it at the time, but it was a very, very rough kill. However, if you really want to learn how to Nyx solo, I would recommend looking up a guide, and I know there are quite a few pretty good recent ones. I know that the YouTuber Dampcat has a pretty good guide, and I'll actually link that in the description, so if you want to check that out, he uses a very similar setup to what I'm using right now, and the kill goes a lot smoother than any of my personal kills have gone. So if you're interested in learning how to do Nyx solo, I'd recommend doing that. I will not be uploading a guide here because I'm definitely not at the stage yet where I'm really good at this boss, and probably may not ever get to that stage unless I decide to go for the pet at this boss completely solo and it takes 500 kills and I get to the point where it just becomes automatic someday. But it's better to learn how to do something from people that really know what they're doing rather than from someone who's still in the learning stage of knowing how to do the boss, and I'll probably be in that stage for quite a while. So we're getting up on blood phase here, and I show a pretty decent example of how to do blood phase. Essentially, you just want to get a death swiftness down, get your adrenaline up as fast as possible, and then get off your 3 good thresholds in the blood phase. This is probably the hardest part for beginners learning how, but later on it probably becomes ice phase. And that's also the reason why I use a pack yak, is because sometimes those ice phases are rough. So if I ever, learn to do ice phase well, I'll probably start bringing a Shadow Nihil instead. But for the moment, I'm still using a pack yak, and I did get really lucky getting through blood phase in 1 siphon on this particular kill because my accuracy with rapid fire is really bad, and that is the one really good advantage of using a Shadow Nihil. I personally think that it is pretty hard to do good DPS with range. It's probably slightly an opinionated thing. If you're more used to range, you're going to be better at it, of course. But for me personally, it's the hardest out of the 3 combat styles to do some good damage and to get through blood phase with 1 siphon. So sometimes if you are using a yak, the accuracy is a little low and it does take 2 or 3 siphons. I do have a lot of kills personally where it just takes more than 1 siphon, because with range, the hits are typically lower than with melee and magic. The accuracy also struggles with melee and magic, but often when you're zerked with melee, you don't have to hit as often, because when you do hit, you're hitting like 5 to 8k, and magic is the same thing. A lot of times, the abilities just hit more damage than the ranged abilities do, especially rapid fire, which hits a lot of shots, but at the same time the shots aren't doing a whole lot of damage. So anyway, of course, I am showing off one of my faster kills here. This kill, I believe, was the fastest that I got today anyway, at around 5 minutes, which I think is kind of decent for a kill where you're not having the yak, not a record or anything. But one thing is, if you are using a yak over a Shadow Nihil, you will struggle quite a bit with accuracy compared if you are using the Nihil, so the kills are always going to be kind of slower. But yet again, as I'm talking about earlier, it's best not to go with the Nihil until you're like really comfortable with ice. And I got 3 prisons here. There are some kills when I've had 1 prisons, usually it's 2. This kill was kind of rough, so there was 3. However, with more practice, I'm sure I'll get better at that. So one other thing that helps a lot with Zeros is when I first started killing this boss solo, I actually used Void for Zeros phase, and that's a terrible idea. It's a much better idea to bring a Serenic switch, or I guess you could bring player-owned ports armor as well. It'll slow down the kill a little bit, but it won't be that big of a difference if you just really want to save food. So one thing that helped me out a lot was actually just bringing Serenic for Zeros phase, and I don't use very much food, and if you're in Void, you're just going to be brewing and rock tilling constantly because Void's defense is very bad, and when Nex hits you on Zeros phase, she does a lot of damage, so it's definitely a lot better to bring some decent defensive armor for this final phase of the kill. But anyway, I think this kill is pretty good. You know, one of the better ones that I got today, the ice phase was not very good, but the rest of the kill was pretty good, so that's going to end that off. And we'll get into some loot here, but hopefully you guys saw a decent example of a kill there. That's pretty much the best I can do as things stand right now. So definitely look up a guide because other people on YouTube do make them if you really want to learn how to solo or get a friend to help you. Alright, so I just have a couple random clips from my last instance, and I also have a clip of the one drop that I got. So, as I said, unfortunately I wasn't planning on making this video previously, so I did get a lot of random drops, such as, for example, green D-hides and runite ore and onyx bolts that are pretty decent loots, but I did not record them because I wasn't planning on making a loot video. So, I do apologize for that, and I'll try to, you know, record drops in the future as I get them. However, I did record a decent amount in the last Condemned to PvM progress video. There's quite a few loots there at the time, so most of the drops honestly are brews and restores. That's probably at least, I would say, 2/5 of the drops that I get. And I did get one actual Nex item, which is the first ever time that I've had a Nex item from a legitimate solo. I had a couple where someone died on Blood Phase in a duo, and there was a drop, and I've also had one where I died, and then a friend of mine quickly joined the instance and got a drop. So the first ever solo drop on this account was Torva Boots, which just happened earlier today, so that was pretty awesome. It is one of the better Nex items. I believe it's the second or third highest value Nex item, so that's really good. I got one of the best drops that you can get, and it's worth about 16.8 mil, so really nice for a solo drop there. Alright, so we're going to price check everything, and really quick, for an hourly rate, I get 6 to 7 solo kills an hour. I get 6 if I have a couple kills that go really poorly, and 7 if I have a decent hour. So all told, here's 45.7 mil from 50 Nex kills solo. And if you get really lucky and you get a couple items, it's going to be much more than that. And one thing is, those brews are worth so much money. Every single time I get a brew drop, I bank around 20 to 25 of them, because I try to fill up my yak as much as possible, you know, eat any remaining rocktails and replace them with brews, and, you know, just be an absolute miser. But they are worth a lot of money, so it's really nice when you get that drop. Now it's actually worth more than like Torstal Seeds or Dragonstone, so it's decent. So I'm going to be showing off my next case here really quick. It's only 308 and the pet threshold is at 400, so I still have a long ways to go till that. And if it takes like, you know, 800, 900 kills to get the next pet, it's probably not going to happen solo. I'll just throw that out there, unless I happen to solo the one kill where the pet comes as a drop. So it's most likely not going to happen, the dream of getting the next pet solo, but I will try, and who knows, if we get really lucky on that pet and it happens quickly, that would be amazing. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Farewell.